Hello, everyone, and welcome to your weekly Doctor Who watch party. This week, we are being hosted by the X's for Show crew. I am Nico, and with me, as always, is my main co-host in life and in the media, Nico Action. How you doing, Nico?
Hey there. I just want to say I love that you said that you're Nico and that I'm Nico because we're all Nico.
Did I say I'm Nico? Oh, God. That
It's amazing.
might explain why Dave does that.
We are all the Doctor. Hey, it's me, Nico. You guys can check me out at Nico Action. However, we've got some sweet Britishness with us, and that's just amazingness.
Yes,
I might as well be called Nico Candyman.
Yes!
Yeah, I like that. We're all Nico. I think that works. Nico is a state of mind. So yeah, are we excited for tonight's episode? We've had a lot going on the last few weeks. Mark, we were just talking about the setting for this week backstage.
Yeah, while I was watching, it came across to me roughly the same sort of time period as Going to the Fireplace, because that's roughly in the 1700s, which is the 18th century. I don't know, by the look of the costumes, what we saw in the thing, it gave me a Georgian sort of period. I'm not a big fan of Bridgerton or Downton Abbey, even though it's in British. I'm not that sort of period. I prefer my history a lot older. So that's what my thing is. I'm going to be watching it. I haven't had any spoilers. I've just saw the trailer from last week, so I'm going to put this in open-minded.
And on that note, I do want to say, for anyone who is just tuning in and anyone who doesn't know what this is, we are going to be live watching and reacting this week's Doctor Who episode. So we're not going to be playing it on the screen, but we're going to be watching it and we're going to be reacting out loud to it to varying degrees. So obviously...
Spoilers! This is Sophie Aldred with The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
She's such an awesome person.
Yes, I made a very cool special new thing that I wanted to surprise everyone with. I know that Dave has been playing the short clip of the Mavity scene of spoilers, and so I wanted to spruce it up a little bit.
What's that word you use?
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry, spoilers. Oh, not yet. Spoilers. Sorry, spoilers.
Spoilers. I like that word.
I thought you might.
That's cool.
I love what I do. What can I say? And I love Doctor Who. And I love that one of those is from one of the little mini-sodes, because one of the cool things about this era, I just discovered Tales of the TARDIS. I'd known it existed. I'd never really looked into it, but there was an announcement this week that there is going to be a new episode of Tales of the TARDIS dropping the week of the finale, featuring Ncuti and Millie. So awesome. I am really intrigued by that whole project right now. The fact that it's canon, we don't know exactly where it sits, everything. It's just such a cool project, and I really think as one of the first things to potentially be a spin-off and give us expanded canon material in this new era, it's been very cool.
Yeah, I'm probably won't be able to join you for the final live watch party. Because I'll be watching it in the cinema.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did you get your tickets yet?
Yeah, we've my friend ordered last Monday, so I've now got tickets to go see in my local cinema on big screen the final episode of Doctor Who. So anyone who's watching this in the UK, I will suggest checking out Doctor Who at the cinema UK and book your tickets, because I think they're going to go like hotcakes.
Nice.
And it's not just one chain of cinemas in it. There are multiple chains. So
I heard that. Yeah. That's really cool. Normally for us, it's just the one chain. It's AMC.
Yeah.
Also want to say real quick, hi to everyone in the chat. We've got Timescales. We've got Tasty Cake, of course. We've got Jim. And we have Andrew Morris. Hello, everyone who's joining us. I hope you're going to watch us for the whole watch party. Come back at the end where we're going to react a little bit more. Who knows?
It's going to be a great time.
I'm used to this. I am not used to the one who is doing the more talking here. You're being the Kevo, and it's very interesting for me. I don't know what to say.
Well, I mean, I'm also, I'm a guest, and I've been on the show a zillion times, but, I'm a guest. And so it's not, I'm chilling back. I'm the companion. It's
that is true. I love that.
You can just call me Bluster Thursday. It's what it is.
So if Kevo's the Doctor and you're the companion, does that make me the Tin Dog?
Or Captain Jack or Mickey. You guys,
At worst, you're Nardole, and everybody loves Nardole. Everyone. I don't know that there is a companion people want back more than Nardole.
you could be one of the like fun talking TARDISes.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? Let's aim for the stars here. It's a Doctor Who show.
Yeah, I just love K9, so I don't mind being the Tin Dog.
We do need to see K9 come back.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is right now or where his rights issues currently land. So I don't know what the odds are of us getting to see K9 anytime soon. But fingers crossed.
Possibly quite good, because I think K9 is owned by the BBC. It's not like the Daleks or UNIT, which is owned by the Terran Nation estate.
And there was that whole weird thing where there was that Australian cartoon show, so that was why they couldn't use him on Sarah Jane. I remember that being an issue, but that was like 15 years ago now.
That was worst K9 episode ever.
And that's one of the things that I think is so interesting when a show or a project or anything gets old enough. In fact, I don't know a lot. I don't know any spoilers about today's episode except, Bridgerton. But I feel in many ways like we've reached the point where Doctor Who is commenting as meta history in many ways. So now Doctor Who's meta history is commenting on meta history. And I think that really is a natural evolution, because Doctor Who is meant to be in many ways about exploring new ideas and reflecting on those ideas. And if the Doctor can't change how he looks at the universe, when his whole point is supposed to be no one knows anything and no one knows everything, it's crazy. So the idea that we're seeing the Doctor evolve the way he interacts with history is exciting in and of itself.
Yeah. I agree. I think originally the Doctor had started as a lot more of a wisdomous, knowing figure who knew everything. And the Doctor does frequently know a lot of things, but over the last 60 years, we've seen repeatedly the Doctor does not know everything. That would be a very boring main character anyway. We need someone who's constantly learning new things and being taken by surprise. And so I love leaning more into the Doctor kind of being not as clueless as the companion, obviously, because we need someone to be a little bit below for him to still be the lead, for him to still be the person driving the TARDIS. But seeing him out of his depth a little bit more has been really interesting too.
I do also just want to give everybody a fair warning. I'm going to be watching the episode like this, so you guys can see. Still, I'm microphone enabled, and I'm ready to. But I'm already at the point where I'm on App Watch. My Disney Plus was not like that last time, and I felt a little so I'm trying to watch skillfully, waiting for it to populate in.
It's giving looking out the window at your neighbors. Can you see this? Do you believe this is going on right now?
Very bewitched.
I have noticed there's been about a 30-second delay between me getting it and you guys getting it on Disney Plus.
Do you get it first or second?
I get it first.
That makes sense.
Only by seconds. It's seconds, honestly.
You guys get to play Spider-Man and now this? What's happening?
Two Spider-Men, at least so far.
Disney just clearly prefers you guys.
Yeah,
I love you guys so much. Where's your theme park? What?
It went to France. We didn't have enough sun.
You guys said no, thank you. You guys said put it over there, and we'll go visit. We can jump over anytime.
However, there is a rumor that we might be getting Universal.
Oh, interesting.
We've got the plans and we're building it at the moment. When it'll be ready, it might be 5-10 years from now.
There's actually a number of really cool theme park channels on YouTube, and a couple of them highlight some of the really amazing cultural landmarks that are British theme parks. It's unbelievable how, because you guys just insist on keeping those fucking effing castles up. Because
it's okay. I checked the rules. We're not going to be demonetized.
Terrific. Okay, thank God. Because you guys insist on keeping those castles, which more power to you. You guys just build them right into your theme parks?
Yeah,
And
we don't
that
want
is-
our fake castles.
That's
I get it.
amazing. Really, truly. I'm sure people think it's horrifying, but I think it's incredible.
Actually, they're one by Stansted Airport. There's a little place called Mount Fitchett, and they do have a fake castle.
A fake castle?
Oh,
Not in my Europe.
Mark, question. Andrew says this is episode 6 for you guys. Is it true that you don't have the Disney Plus renumbered on iPlayer? Is it?
I'll double check.
Because I find that very interesting. For us, Church on Ruby Road is repositioned as episode 1, which I like.
No, right, on Disney, yeah. On
Yeah.
iPlayer, it's a Christmas special, and then number 1 is Space Babies.
Okay.
I definitely
But it is
heard
before
Space
it.
Rabies,
Okay.
and that's a totally different show. Johnny Depp's heavily involved.
Right, our one is up and running now.
Shut up!
yeah.
I'm coming.
I
I'm
should probably
coming.
check. It's 7 o'clock. Well, we have 6:59. That's part of
Yep.
it. You're literally ahead of us in time. So he and
Yeah,
I are
I
going to
was-
sync. And if you have it, definitely start so you can finish before us. And we'll
No,
be the
he should
ones
know.
that.
You have to wait 30 seconds
Well,
more.
you
That
can
is
wait
your-
if you
it's your
want.
British tax.
But we're going to try and sync so we can, all be reacting at the same time. I have it, but the episode cover hasn't loaded yet. So actually, I don't have it yet.
I have
What
it.
do
I'm
I
hitting
do?
it.
I'm
hit
hitting it, but I'm going to. Are you playing or are you pausing and we're syncing?
It's spinning.
It's spinning. Okay.
Okay, the Disney original. Okay,
Are
it's
you
going.
paused? Is it going or are you paused?
Pause
You
now.
nut?
Pause now.
Okay. Okay, Mark, are you going?
He's good.
He's good. Bear, you good? You good?
Yeah.
You good? Okay, we're hitting play and we're starting now. BBC, beautiful rainbow colors. Oh no, I still have audio description on. That's so funny. So let's see. Present. Ooh.
There's sort of an unmistakable RTD handprint in terms of the almost phonetic beats of the sentence as a story unfolds. There really is a melody to the way he shapes a teaser, at least his show entity does. There's a very specific tone voice to it.
Yeah, he loves making people talk, is the layman's way of putting it, I would say. Oh, right. He edited it, though. Kate Herron and Bryony Redman. Kate Herron, a.k.a. showrunner for Loki from season 1. Yeah, not season 2, though, I believe.
Psychic earrings.
I
Yeah.
love it. Don't sit in the battle mode. Oh my god. Susie from Torchwood. As the Duchess or whatever her name will be.
That makes me feel better that it seems like no other Americans can name things other than like Hugh Grant. Thank you for the Notting Hill reference and dumbing
Oh
it
my
down for
gosh.
Americans. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. We are
Yeah,
dumb.
there's going to be a lot of romantic comedy references this episode. Ooh. Tarmac.
I also feel very positively
Oh,
on
it's
the
red
color
again.
story.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the color story that they're telling with this, it's a very specific palette that there's a lot of vibrance to it. It's a very strong color story for this episode.
Yes, I get that. And very gold, very gilded. I am dead curious as to why sometimes the Sonic is different colors. Is it one of those things like when it gets warm, it's red, and when you put it in cold water, it's blue? Like the mugs?
It may be.
That's called
love
Sonic
that.
shrinkage.
No, maybe.
There's some really exquisite casting choices with the nearly porcelana way they've had this makeup and this framing done on these actors. They look really exquisite, like dolls from this era.
I get that. There she is. As a reminder of her last appearance, Susan Twist. Ugh.
The value of the
Very.
color identifier making it easier to pick each person out because they're each in significantly different pattern or color. It allows for a show like this to work with such a large cast out of nowhere, this large number of people that you're going to have
I know
to
it!
visually
Sorry, God.
identify.
Nico, let's see if you pick up on the song. Mm, 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 mm. They released this as a preview clip, and I was like, is this Bad Guy by Billie Eilish? And it is.
That is wild.
There's a lot of makeup on you, Johnny. Ah, sick burn. Ooh. Stuff's heating up.
Now it's a murder girl party.
Ruby's gas.
Is it Bridgerton or Scandal? You gotta pick.
Ooh, yeah, you gotta pick a Shondaland. All right, I am at the 10-minute mark currently, which leaves about 36 minutes left in the episode for everyone who's still watching along and trying to time it out. We have two very handsome gentlemen taking a walk. I really hope they're setting up another shoe dropping joke. It's two homos yelling at each other. Me and Nico every night.
I hate that I love his gun.
It's there's a lot of squareness to it.
I'm from like a military family, and so I grew up around guns. They have like very little hold over me, but that thing looks like a human version of Darkwing Duck's gun.
Yeah, listen, that is very different. Yeah, Tom in here with the Darkwing Duck reference. I saw that on Tuesday too. You old minx.
I remember doing that at school.
Meeting handsome strangers and going to their spaceship.
Just a little bit later on. I'm about a minute ahead of you guys.
He's got a Romulan bird of prey.
Wait, did you really do these fancy dances at school?
Yeah, country dance. We used to call it country dancing.
Yeah, our schools too. We used to have to learn square dancing as part of our.
Not every.
We did it 4 years in a row. So that's
I
really
know
cool.
you did. I know other places did too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was our primary school.
It's actually kind of fun to know that we both do it. Like both. It's I think we all have to suffer through, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, but one of the dancers looks like Merry or Pippin or whichever guy escaped the Shire and evidently wound up in Bridgerton, just by like the color on his costume.
The red one? Yeah.
Ooh, like that.
Ah, there's that word deadlock. Oh, is it yellow now?
Wow. Gotta love her. Gotta love.
Ooh.
D&D Doctor Party.
Right? Oh my God! Happy Pride, Kylie Minogue.
Which is quite ironic since she was already in Doctor Who.
Russell sang with her once in a hotel room, and then she disappeared off into the night. Same girl. Oh, well, now you're covering this week, aren't you, Nico?
Ah.
Happy Pride.
Ooh.
What is our temperature so far? I'm enjoying it. Nico says yes. David, we're saying yes.
Oh, wow.
I want to know where this screen captain's going. So, yeah, there she is. At David twice, of course.
I love the singing busts at the Haunted Mansion.
Same. Now I need that print. This tall Miranda Cosgrove is not really evoking too much sympathy from me so far. She's cute, but she feels like monster fodder. Is Miranda Cosgrove tall? Probably not.
I would just like to have as much to spend on health insurance in the course of my lifetime as this one episode got to spend on music rights.
Oh my god, right?
Ooh.
Unfortunately, David, we're 2 weeks to the finale. Next week is part 1, and the week after is part 2.
Of note, like you can sort of think of it as each showrunner introduced 2 doctors. RTD did 9-10, then Moffat did 11-12, then the one whose name I'm forgetting did 13, Timeless Child,
Fugitive.
and now we already got both from RTD again. So
Yeah, 14,
I'm
15.
left wondering if this is meant to be like more of that character verse. Another character who could fill out that sort of doctor presence.
We've all been like, who's he going to be? He might just be a new Jack. Not to replace Jack, but like, why do we always go to the one character? Let's introduce cool new people. Like Vinder from Flux was really awesome, but are we ever going to see him again?
It's getting a little bit emotional.
Oh, people are going to get mad.
I lost everyone. No, I saw it. You know, one woman. No.
Men. I mean, what are you going to... He needs a new name, though. He sounds like he should have streaks and be Southern.
Meanwhile, he looks like he's about to tell us 1 if by land, 2 if by sea.
Well, he was in Hamilton. Uh-oh.
Why is happy Pride, guys?
Yeah, counts. Oh, you know. Oh, God, I love the Doctor. I know the word okay. Okay, maybe I like her.
It's always childish cosplayers, isn't it?
It is. I feel like they're saying Scandal as much as they possibly can because there's no way they're going to fit Grey's Anatomy in or Station 19. Like, those won't fit naturally. So just keep saying Scandal.
How to get away with space murder in your private
Oh
practice.
my God, yes. Have they said it? I get that, David. I could see this being some sort of cliffhanger or leading. There's some kind of lead in or hint into the finale at the end of this one. Please tell me Russell has not discovered mid-credit sequences. That's all I care about.
Wait, are you saying this RTD has experience on this Doctor Who show?
Well, he's worked in television before.
Only a little bit, Nico. Not much.
Oh, not much. Oh, whew. The color story plays in pretty key into this dance where it's very clearly meant to be the shock of the blue and red creating swirls in the darkness set against the illumination. The very yellow light, this very natural, almost supernatural, unworldly kind of vibe. I think they did a really good job playing into elements of visual balancing what they're trying to achieve with this episode against what Doctor Who is known for.
Yeah, they're taking a lot of big swings, which is something sci-fi used to be a lot better about. And then we kind of just started giving people what they wanted for a while, which is fair.
Oh my word, Scandal.
Say anything, clutch movie.
Clutch movie.
Britta Perry, will you make me the happiest man on earth?
Yes, Lucas. Oh, yes. For real?
What is yours? Oh, from Montreal?
Oh, Golden Girls. Lucas.
Oh my God.
For real?
This is the week we're treating the series finale of Golden Girls like the most important episode of the show? Okay, it's fine. Up.
I knew it couldn't be the Duchess. Where were the rest of the Black Eyed Peas?
And pump it. Because they're birds, you know? No. It's fine.
Feels like I'm watching Gatchaman now.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha, man.
Listen, do I wish there was more bird people in this? Yes. Do I love that being a criticism I get to give? Yes. Oh, they use this filming location where the birds are chasing them. They used this in Werewolf by Night and in the first season of Strange New Worlds. Wow.
Also, just to mention, we called Gatchaman Battle of the Planets over here. So, like, that's a really cool thing to tie into Doctor Who, battling for planets.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know the UK called it Battle of the Planets. I thought the US called it G-Force.
We had it both ways.
Nice.
Because it's also in our comics. Our comics are Battle of the Planets as well.
Yeah. But when it went to animation, I thought it went to G-Force.
I think it was known as both in different markets.
In the UK, it was just known as the Battle of the Planets. And every time there was a death or someone killed someone, it went shot to an undersea base.
You guys also have Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes. They didn't want their children to become ninjas, so we changed the name to Heroes.
Heroes in a Half Shell. Turtle power, man.
Yeah, it still works.
Andrew Lloyd Webber and Cats over here.
Yes, actually. I keep thinking the same thing, but like, again, what it should have been. You guys went way too hard into the CG, and people they want them to look like dumb real cats. It's supposed to look like this. Oh my gosh. Thank you, David, for keeping me honest.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm not too much off the target. 32 minutes in. So about 10, less than 15 minutes left. You never know with these international credits for sure.
Okay.
So like,
wow.
Ah. Uh-oh. It's going to snow, isn't it? Doesn't snow, I'm going to be very upset. We haven't done snow in too long. And that was like a time loop snow, so it doesn't count. I'm going to have to sit in this question for the reactions, but favorite episode so far? David says, boom, I'll be thinking about that.
Rule number 1, Doctor lies.
Oh, of course.
Your pettiness.
Oh. Nice little cameo from Ruby's mom here. I mean, I don't even know why the Doctor does lie about I'll keep her safe. Like, I don't think that when you go on a jungle excursion, they lie to you about the risks. Like, just be like, yeah, it's dangerous. She's an adult.
Do you reckon the Doctor gives a like disclaimer to all his companions they have to sign?
Like, I'm not reckless. I'm not going to do anything to purposely endanger her. Feel like the foyer set from this is one of those things that you see in everything. You know what I mean? Like how there was that staircase that they used in Rise of the Cybermen and also Angels Take Manhattan or whatever. Hmm.
I really want this episode's music budget for anything.
Oh my gosh, right? Oh.
It's a moment.
Yep. Crying and gay kisses. People are going to be so mad.
I mean, because there's no gay people in space.
No, absolutely none. Rad Sally Rad. Saw that coming a little, but this score is really evoking like series 1 and 2 of the revival from 2005-2006. Really amazing job for Murray Gold. Like sometimes he gets a little in his head, and but like it's certainly giving a vibe. Oh, what next for our old friends Ruby and the Doctor? Real name's probably like Melvin or something.
He's probably the rogue master.
It was his tooth.
It's yellow now and pink.
Love that. I actually don't like the yellow that I saw, to be honest. It's a little dehydrated yellow, if you know what I mean. I wonder if that jacket, no, it's a little bit too long, but I wonder if it's meant to evoke 12th Doctor with the crushed red velvet, you know? Oh, yeah.
Right. I've done.
Okay.
So
You threw the preview too?
yeah.
We are shortly behind you, so we're probably also wrapping up in a moment. And there's where that salute comes from in the trailer. Next time. There she is. Mel. Oh, it was one of those previews.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's got my babe in it. She's got my Gemma.
It might as well have been a
Yes.
preview for an episode on Mad Men, though. I got so little.
Right, shall we take
Not
up a minute?
quite.
Shall we take up a minute's break while we get drink of water? Or come on,
Yeah,
Nico.
that works.
Come on, Nico. Say it in a British accent.
Oh God, are you sure? Is it all right?
Let's do it. We've just done Bridgerton in Bath.
All right. All right, mates. We're going to take a quick break. I also just want to say that everybody should feel free to send me their ugly American impressions. It's because it's a crime.
Yeah, when we get
United-
back, we got to hear your American, Mark.
Yeah, the United Nations has me up on charges. It's terrible. They're sending Emma Watson after me. It's a lot.
Isn't that bad? I'm going to grab a drink of water. I'll be back in a moment.
Bless. We'll be back in a few minutes, folks, and we'll do a little bit of a wrap up on the episode that we just watched. So stick around. Well, all right. I'm sure Mark will be back with us. Oh, he's back. All right, good. Wasn't sure. was gonna just go into it, but if we're all ready,
Yeah,
what was that? You're good to go.
I'm good to go. Got my coffee.
Oh my God. Oh,
What?
wow. That's coffee. Oh, your coffee. I love that. I love
that was your American. Oh my gosh.
Bless you, Candyman,
I was
and
like,
all of
all
your many
right.
candies.
I know it's late for Mark, so I guess he's just tired. Oh,
I want to share a fact that not everybody knows about me, but like in the grand echelon of characters that I can pretty comfortably go on Jeopardy and F. Ken Jennings up. It would be like one of those characters is John Constantine. So for a really long time, I felt, British by association because I really loved this fictional character. And I think one of the things that you wind up like over internalizing is a comfortability with your own bad accent you read in. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
I
oh
think
yeah, I get that.
sometimes that like my bad British accent is a result of hearing basically Dick Van Dyke read, John Constantine in my head, and then Chaz what with the Beatles, and like, it's so absurd. And so then when you hear Doctor Who and you hear, Jonathan Groff come in and a guy
No
who's
attempt whatsoever.
so oozing with talent, so oozing with charisma that he's actually hard to like sometimes because he's so incredibly gifted on so many levels. And so one of the things that like I think about is how the American experience hasn't changed Doctor Who, because Doctor Who is still, to me, like very not exclusionarily British, but like, it's like the Magnus Archives. It's pretty British. And so like I just feel
British
really,
centric.
yeah, I feel really cool the way the show has made room for other actors and other voices, going all the way back to series 1 with a very different John and John Barrowman.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the thing again real quick so that anyone who has not caught on yet, we watched the episode and now we are going to be discussing the episode. So
What's that word you use?
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry, spoilers. Oh, not yet. Spoilers. Sorry, spoilers.
Spoilers. I like that word.
I thought you might.
So right out the gate, everyone, on your point, Nico, everyone had thought that it was possible Jonathan Groff was literally Captain Jack somehow, and it turns out he's not. So yeah, it's really awesome to see another kind of American talent in. I really appreciate the fact that this era is trying to reach toward globalization. I think that's something Doctor Who needs to stay vital and to stay alive, really.
Just going on that thing, but if you did put Captain Jack Harkness in the character of Rogue, would you might notice much difference? Because I don't think you would, because you had the same line like in The Empty Child about the screwdriver joke.
Can I say where I find them very different? Like, Captain Jack can't be expected to take anything seriously.
Yeah, point
Captain
taken.
Jack is like such he's a dunce almost. Like, I love him. He was like my first major Doctor Who character I super identified with, and then of course the Master in series 3. But I really think that this character, for all that he was a romance character, like I saw in the incredible comment by Michelle Hamilton in the chat, it felt like a Doctor Who romance novel. I felt like this character had a lack of roguish whimsy, which was almost annoying that he was called the Rogue, because like when I think about rogues, I think about Han Solo, who shot first. And when I think about this character, while Jonathan Groff gave an incredibly likable performance in an incredibly charming way, he gave it with a dearth of joy while a wealth of character. So it's not that he wasn't fun, but he didn't have that whimsy. But if you add that whimsy, just a pinch of whimsy and like a dollop more of, hey, you'd have Captain Jack.
I was going to say, if you had a little bit more flirtation with everything, you have Captain Jack.
Mm-hmm.
This felt like a more broken in Captain Jack as well. I think when we met
Yeah.
Captain Jack, he was still a little bit too footloose and fancy free. This felt like someone who was a little bit more aged, who had been through a little bit more.
Sorry, Nico. I was going to say, I wonder whether or not Rogue's companion was Captain Jack or Face to Face. He said he lost someone.
You know, every time someone says something like that, Big Finish just like absolutely jumps up and down with excitement, going, yes, gaps, places, every time. Ruby or the Doctor at any point this season have said, oh, it's been ages that we've known each other, or it was a while back that we did that. Big Finish is like, there's a gap. There's a gap. We can tell a story. We can invent this companion.
Maybe there's a story in that.
Yeah. So I have to imagine we're going to see more from this character. They left it very open-ended. Jonathan Groff is definitely the kind of character, person, human being that Russell T. Davies would want to work with. You know, Russell is queer as folk. Jonathan Groff is looking. It's a whole big queer party. Happy Pride.
You're always looking to call Madonna a bitch.
I mean, wouldn't Russell a little bit, but he would do it in a way that she would like find so funny, and it's because he's so tall.
I heard Poker
All
Face.
people get away with
You're getting to the groove.
No, you didn't, and I think that says everything. We also heard Kylie. Gosh, I want to go through and figure out this entire soundtrack from just this episode.
I also wanted to say that, like, on the subject of flirtiness, on the subject of that vibe, one of the things that Ncuti's Doctor gets better than I think almost any doctor, because like if I'm like going out on a date, like I want to be tend. I want to be tend. I want this very handsome, slightly older man who seems to know how to do everything to tell me how to live and to tell me what to think. I'll just do whatever he says. That sounds like how I want to live my life. But I kind of feel a little bit more like I identify with Ncuti's Doctor, and I'm going to call him Ncuti's Doctor because I've given up on the idea of the numbering, because he's such a roguish flirt. He's such a he flirts with everything. He's like, look at this wallpaper paste. Hey, baby, what are you doing later, wallpaper paste? And the wallpaper paste can't help but be like, oh my God, you're Sonic. It's so Screwdriver. And so like, there's something magical about his effortless flirting, because I do think if you were to turn this down by dial and you were to make this Doctor Who the animated series taking place at TARDIS Elementary School, I think he would be the character who could be best friends with everybody and would be best friends with somebody every week. It's just the quality of Ncuti is so handsome. It leads to a more romantic Doctor by quality of actor being so excellent.
Yeah, I love it. And if not for my own sake, just for the sake of naysayers, I just want to see him flirting with women a little bit more. He's not, but I feel like naysayers are going to complain it's not enough. And I think that might help balance stuff.
I think you got it on the head there, or not to have a flirt at all. You know what I mean? Like, still be flirty, but no actual romantic pheromone. So the stuff what happened with Rose, or what we see with Rogue, yeah, because in the Classic Who, you didn't see that as much. I mean,
Classic Who ended 35 years ago, so I'm not as concerned with Classic Who. Not shush. I'm 38 years old. Thank you very much.
I wanna boing dang zing in with Candyman, but like in a radical way. Yeah, I actually don't think the Doctor should be romantic anymore. I just think it's actually mean. I think immortal characters getting into relationships with finite beings is pretty fucked. Oh, sorry, with pretty effed. And
that's fine. That's fine. In the UK, it's 1:00 in the morning, so we're
cool.
Over.
Great. Oh gosh, sorry guys. It's just that's how we talk on X's for show, and
we're a big boy show, so we I checked monetization. It's fine. I checked.
So I feel like with this, and I lost my place, guys. I'm so sorry.
It's messed up as an immortal, especially one who thinks he could be millions of years old, to be getting into a relationship with anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, and so then I feel like it's gonna sound so bad because I am a proud queer person and I'm very excited about Pride. But like, if you give me a universe of Rogue stories where now Rogue goes back in comics and meets earlier Doctors and can't maybe be romantic with them, but gets more stories than Ncuti through Big Finish or comics, I don't want to see the Doctor be romantic with people anymore. I don't. I'm over. I do not want that romance. I love the idea of flirting with everyone.
Yeah.
But then flirt with everyone. Flirt with non-binary
Yeah.
folk. Flirt with trans folk. Flirt with people from alien species where gender is not the way we perceive it, because that's my Doctor, man.
He's always flirted with machines, even like, and it's
That's
different
sexy as
levels
heck.
of engagement for different levels of sentience and species and age, and like he's flirting with old people. Like he's not forward with old people. He has a charm, and that's something that the Doctor definitely always has. So yeah, I like seeing more of that.
Do you guys know like UK geography at all?
Some.
Okay.
Pitch us. Go for it.
Right. So this just for you guys out in the US. This is set in Bath. Bath is on the west side of England. It's not London. It's literally about 120 miles away. So roughly that'd be about a 4 or 5 hour drive.
Okay, and I'm with you, because like, so if it's like 140 miles away, that would be like Kevy. That would be like you and I. Rich, what's 140 miles away?
From here, Delaware.
Delaware.
Yeah, and so you remember. So you think about this in the 18th century, they didn't have cars, so you're looking at about a 2 to 3 day horse ride.
Wow, great context. History man with the history.
Okay, so you think about it, with all the people moving over to Bath. Bath is a famous Roman town. This is where we still have the Roman baths to this day.
Sure.
Okay, so they've literally got it. So it's a very old town. It's one of the old major Roman towns in England. If you see where London is on pretty much on the complete opposite side.
Yeah, it's over toward where this bump is, right?
Yeah, and I'm just literally about that where you got your mouse. If you just drop it down a little bit more, drop your mouse down a little bit more, and then up a bit.
Oh my God. Somewhere around here. Got it.
Yeah.
I always forget Wales is on the left. I always think it's like down here.
That's
it's
Cornwall.
So funny to me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
As an Irishman, I got to be honest, I accidentally put Ireland on the other side all the time.
Really? You think it's on the other side of England?
As an Irish dyslexic.
Yeah, as an Irish dysgraphic. But
I'm
you know what?
Dyscalculia, so
I have a terrible time placing all 50 states as well. I genuinely think like your brain is wired one way or another. And that's one of the ways I know I'm not the Doctor. I like to imagine that I could be the Doctor. I'm probably a little bit more like the Rogue, because I'm good at a lot of stuff. Like I can do the bold stuff, like knocking a safe person off of a triangular transport and being like, hey, find me. It's a sexy thing to sacrifice yourself at the end of the episode. Hey, but like the idea of that minutia, like Michelle Hamilton is providing that Bath stopped being a fashionable social center. And at first I misread it and was like, oh, people stopped taking baths in 1813. God, I'm so uncool.
You know what?
Also talking about Roman baths, happy Pride.
Of course, obviously. So do we feel like maybe this is a commentary if Bath was no longer fashionable by 1813, that these are kind of like the slum party?
No, I wouldn't say it was slum. I would say it would be more country, more.
Okay, I like that.
It'd be more middle class. You'll be the real lady of the manor, and then the real like peasants.
I love that, because I feel like that accounts for the Duchess's like desperation early on.
It's like a country home for the main royals where like the cousins live. Like I'm not trying to trivialize. Like I'm trying to go by like what I've assimilated. You know.
Yeah. It'll be like the house.
Genteel.
Yeah, it'll be a little more like the the country house manor for where the like second cousin of the third line into the thing will be, and that'll be the lord of the manor, and the rest will be the little like workers or you slaves. You know, when you see like London in the 18th century, you got all like cockneys going around like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
My chimney sweeps.
The chimney sweeps. Like rather than the chimney sweeps, I think Dick Van Dyke, which is your favourite character.
He's up there.
Imagine it'll be like more farmers, the country, the combine harvesters.
Yeah.
Can I punk myself for a minute?
Yeah, go
one of
for
my
it.
one of my all-time favorite stories in history is Gotham by Gaslight, which is the Batman versus Jack the Ripper story.
Yeah.
That is like super duper famous to this day, and they're still doing sequels to it because it is still one of the best stories. And in the new one, Catwoman becomes the Green Lantern. I can't even begin to talk to you about this, but I think one of the things that this episode did was, as timescales keep saying, I love how British this was. Thank you for being so British centric. One of the things that has really elevated my spirit this year for television has been getting to enjoy the masterful watch through of the first 2 seasons of Yellow Jackets, which is an unforgettable show on Showtime that's a little bit Lost, a little bit Lord of the Flies, and a little bit Bend It Like Beckham. You just need to watch it to understand. But the thing that gets me is this building is in the opening. The Asbury Park Arcade.
Oh yeah, it's set in New Jersey, so it is very our tri-state area, just outside of New York. Like, yeah, and they get a lot of that culture correct.
And it makes me feel so fulfilled. And so I must imagine that stuff like this, when Doctor Who, despite being globalized, really still connects to England as an identity, it must be so exciting.
I would suggest, being a British person, it's very, very.
Yes.
We will see this as more upper class, not real Britain. It is like for like the elite.
Right, we have stuff like that over here as well. People love to watch things from like the 1920s, but people don't actually want to watch like the people affected by the stock market crash. They want to watch people sipping martinis.
It's all Gatsby, never the Dust Bowl.
Yes, thank you. It's all Gatsby, not that area that they drive through on the way with the billboard with the glasses. Something I really appreciated about this too is I feel like for as British as it was also an area of Britain that, and like a time that we don't generally go to as much on the show and haven't been going to as much. It's been a lot of the Blitz. It's been a lot, and it almost was again. It really genuinely almost was again. The only thing that they had for this episode that they knew they needed was a party. And they talked about different periods, the future, the past. They talked about the 1940s for a while. And it's like, Russell, Dad, put it down. Like the 1960s would have been cool. Something different. Like show us different eras of British history and really get into that. And so I really enjoyed that. Something that George Pelipar pointed out, Richard E. Grant. I also believe I saw that as one of the faces. So definitely going to be going back and rewatching and looking at that and thinking about what that means. I'd said at the top of this episode, there's a new episode of Tales of the TARDIS coming out. So there's a lot of really weird stuff going on with canon right now. Mark, you had some.
Yeah, Richard E. Grant played the Doctor in the Screamer Shulker in the animated version of the Wilderness. But he also did, what's it called? The side
Great Intelligence.
Yeah.
And that could be why it picked that face. Who knows? Nico, you had something.
I was just going to say when the crypt doors creak and the tombstones quake, I just loved it. It was like, Doctor Head, Doctor Head, Doctor Head, Doctor. How's your head? Doctor seems to be doing just fine. It was a really interesting choice to make it look so, and I mean this with love, silly and cheap in a way that I thought made it magical. It was a decision to make it look silly and cheap.
Reserved.
Yes, it wasn't like they had no choice. They were broke. They celebrated other forms of technology. And I just thought it looked really cool and silly and fun and camp. But the Doctor loves to be camp, clearly.
One of the things which you, going on from what you said, Kevo, about the party, you had the main party, but you also had the Dungeon and Dragon party, the cosplay party. Had more than just one parties.
And it's after you pointed out last week with Dot and Bubble, all of the video game references. I feel like a lot of these episodes are trying to make sure that they are giving us as much bang for their buck as they can in terms of the stories. Like, I actually was like, oh, this is going to be some kind of Westworld thing. And then in a way it was. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. I'm still not sure I understand how the time thing works. They saw Bridgerton and went back in time. I'm gonna rewatch because they throw stuff at you so fast. And I was watching this on camera.
My favorite part of Westworld is the giant birds.
I mean, yes, absolutely.
Oh, here's a question for you, Nico. When we was watching that, you said, yeah. Okay, you said you love Van Houten Mansion singing busts. If you could put a song on 4 of those singing busts, what songs would they be?
Like the Haunted Mansion ones, or if it was the Doctor?
Yeah. No, the because Nico said, "Oh, this is like the Haunted Mansion singing busts."
Wow.
Then,
what would I creepy barbershop quartet? Probably something awesome like The Fragile by 9 Inch Nails, but maybe like some cool Tool, like something wacky like The Pot or Sober, or something thoughtful like Benny Mardones's Into the Night.
All 4 of them different tunes. As you walk past them, will play for different tunes.
I desperately need that. I think that's really the secret to success is just these singing heads.
We have some interesting comments in the chat, specifically timescales and Michelle Hamilton putting forward the idea of, with everything they're doing in multiverses and dimensions, the idea of there could be a alternate universe, sort of. And I really hear what you're saying, that same with the 60s episode, a lot of this felt like cosplay in and of itself. But I do wonder, would we not say the same of and one that always sticks out in my head is Shakespeare Code. I don't think that's necessarily completely historically accurate to that period either. I think this is Doctor Who. I think it's silly. I think it's meant to be just sort of like pastiche, just telling fun stories. It's sort of like, I love when Modern Family does really smart jokes, but when they do really dumb ones, I'm like, yeah, well, you're still a sitcom, and I get that. And no one here has a degree in rocket science. You all have degrees in English if you're lucky, television production. You're here to tell stories. You're not documentary.
Calm down. You used to be Paris Hilton's assistant comic.
I mean, yeah. So George also saying interesting ideas. Yeah. Ruby pointing out that this is so Bridgerton. So there's a lot to what's going on right now, I think. I definitely think there's a lot of questions in the air. Mark?
I think you're correct, Kevo, about saying about Doctor Who. Every time, including the classic, the reboot, and now, all the history might have elements of a little bit of things that you can investigate, and some of it's just pure fan historical.
Fun.
And that's what makes Doctor Who. It goes all the way back to the 60s, especially with the meddling monk, war games, stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's loosely based on a little bit of history and a lot of fan historical stuff on it. And that's right, it is. We watch it. Go for it, Nico.
Well, I'm excited. I didn't want to cut you off. I want to jump in. You are like the ultimate. I just want to say, anybody who doesn't know, Candyman is like the ultimate fan of jumping in and
we love having you in the chat,
being a part of the conversation, always playing into other people's conversations, and I'm just excited to play into yours, dude.
Anytime, man. And this is what I like about the Traveling TARDIS. We're all family. We all have different ideas, and we all can jump in and talk about them.
Well, and so my question is, think about Pluto. The reason Pluto was made a planet was because we needed something to celebrate as a people. So they sort of said, what if we bend a couple of rules to make Pluto a planet? And then many years later, a number of scientists said, I'm not being mean, but if Pluto's a planet, then there's 119 are as well. So Pluto's a planet, so are these. So there's either 8 planets or 128 planets. And the idea that sometimes what we know to be science naturally changes as a result. And just to Tasty Cake's point of #woof, happy Pride, just to Tasty Cake's point of #woof, Pluto was named Pluto. The dog was named Pluto after the planet because the planet was considered such a celebration in culture. So, you know, that's science. And there's people that are like, I can't believe you would demote Pluto, or I can't believe you'd re-promote Pluto. Who cares? That's the point of science. Shifting definitions allow us to understand the universe around us, because absolutely none of us understands the universe on a subatomic level. So, like, the idea that the Doctor's understanding of historiography in and of itself is unreliable narrator to be reliably zeitgeist is such an important part of the conversation. And I don't think it's deleterious of the Doctor's ability to tell a historically accurate story, but rather I believe it's the quality of reflection that makes the Doctor special.
Okay.
Nico is still a planet. It's just got a dwarf in front of it.
It's not a planet.
It's a dwarf planet.
Well, but that's even the thing. People go back and forth. There are people who are angry it is a planet. There are people who are angry it isn't. And like, oh my gosh, we're never going to go there. You're never going to see it. So like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, no.
And like, things change. And
I'm not going into space until I can go to LV426.
That is, no, I'm keeping you away from there.
I just want to go to B5. That's me. I'm happy. Yeah, we're on B5.
I'm perfectly happy here.
Well, you're not. You can't wait to be on the Enterprise. Psh.
True.
So, but now let me ask you guys a question, because I'm a Doctor fan. I'm a fan, but I'm not the Doctor fan. I love Doctor Who. I love a great season of television, but when Doctor turns off for me for the season, I think about Doctor once a week. I feel like when Doctor turns off for the season for you guys, that's when you start really building your Doctor arsenal. So how does this episode feel for you as part of this bigger picture of the season?
Do you have any season arc feels from this episode, Mark?
We know we got the twist when I have a preview. It looks like that's going to come to a conclusion.
Right.
We still don't know anything about what with Mrs. Flood. That's still in question.
Right.
Because she knows what a TARDIS is.
Dairy.
And we also need to find out the mystery of Ruby, which I think we'll find out next week.
And, of course, let's not forget what was the main focus of the preview. Susan Twist, another appearance this week as simply a painting, appearance last week as a character's mother, implications from the preview for next week that this is some sort of same woman that has been pulled along. I've seen a lot of theories along those lines. I've seen people pointing all the way back to the first ever Mavity scene, and perhaps that being where things originally went wrong. That sort of lends credence to it. But again, we can never really be sure. We were all like, who is Rogue going to be? He's got to be a future Doctor or a Time Lord, and he's just some guy.
Jinx must be the master.
Nope, Jinx is not the master. Jinx is just something along the same lines as the toy maker.
She's the maestro.
Yeah, they're the maestro. They're just like the toy maker. So who knows? Like I've been saying, I'm really investigating into Tales of the TARDIS because it really feels Russell chose a lot of specific episodes. And part of what sparked it for me is seeing an interview with Jonathan Groff where he said Russell gave him a list of episodes as well to watch to familiarize himself. And he's not giving what the list is, which is annoying, which is the gay way. But I'm really focusing on that. And I'm thinking about what are the episodes that Russell felt were important to focus on for Tales of the TARDIS, the characters that he wanted to bring back and tell stories with and have us revisit and introduce that concept with. So I am super curious to know what that episode is going to be in 2 weeks. We so far have next week, The Legend of Ruby Sunday, and then the week after that, The Empire of Death will be the finale.
It's just, the Empire of Death. It's just like so
so heavy.
It's very Rob Halford, Happy Pride. It's deep metal.
Followed by Joy to the World at Christmas. So, like, that's going to be a huge tone shift right away, and we already know.
Is it? Because
Is it?
Stephen Moffat could write an episode called "This is the happiest episode of all time," and it's actually about Davros being obsessed with setting off a bomb and ending
In an
all
orphanage.
life that would make him the happiest person of all time.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're talking about a guy who thinks that irony is what you put in your cornflakes to get your day started in the morning. So
It is, isn't it?
yeah, wow. 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 That was a little bit of Mark's British.
I love
American
George
accent for you. British American accent. Wow.
I love George pointing to it being evocative of classic titles. A lot of what we're seeing here is classic and evocative of classic and trying to introduce it to new audiences. So I think it's doing a fairly good job so far. I'm enjoying it. People I know who are pretty fresh to Doctor Who are definitely enjoying it. So
I think like the title of the last one, Empire Death, that'd be such a good crossover with Star Wars.
I mean, I said Rogue spaceship looks like a bird of prey, and it's cloaked.
Does.
So yeah, we're doing a lot of fun sci-fi stuff.
But he already mentioned, the Doctor already mentioned Star Trek anyway in the series.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm having fun. Mark, any final thoughts before we sign off? Any where can people find you, etc.?
I'm just floating around at the moment. I know Nick Smith will be probably at the East Midlands Comic Con or EM Comic Con this weekend. So if you guys are around Nottingham or Derbyshire, Derbyshire, not Derbyshire, Derbyshire.
It's just starting to sound like places from The Wind and the Willows. It's just starting to all sound like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Sure.
Nothing's labeled in these overlays. Is that this?
No, that's not out.
I don't know if he has anything up for it. I think
no, he hasn't. No, that's still Spacecom.
No one briefed me, so go look up Nick.
Yeah, it's EM Comic Con, I think, or EM Con. What's his name? But yeah, I'm just going to be chilling out this weekend, relaxing, and I'll be probably around. You guys?
Well, as for me, you guys can always check me out at X's for Show. That's X's for Show on all of your social, as well as X's for Podcast on all of your podcast formats. My personal stuff, you can check me out at Nico Action. That's NICOACTION. And if you want to check out my original music, you can add MUSIC to the end. That's NICOACTION, MUSIC. And I love being here. I love the opportunity to talk about this amazing stuff with these amazing people. What an awesome opportunity. But that's all for me. How about you, Kevo?
That was an amazing delivery on the music thing. Excellent work. Yeah, same. Kevo Really, KEVOREALLY. I've been flubbing that a lot lately, so I guess I need to practice and step my game up. Tomorrow on X's for Show, we are going to be covering Drag Race All-Stars 9. We covered Star Wars The Acolyte the other day. We're enjoying it so far. It's definitely fun and the flavor of Star Wars. And we're going to be covering a whole bunch of other awesome stuff this summer. Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously, coming up. We love Marvel. Every week, you can catch us talking about comics to varying degrees. Nico is getting into his Green Lantern era once again, so that's been a lot of fun. Obviously, come check out Traveling TARDIS. Check out everyone on the website for Traveling TARDIS as well, where you can find everyone's socials, everyone's platforms, all those cool things. Make sure that you are commenting, and subscribing everywhere that you are seeing this on your social medias, because that's how we know whether or not you liked it and what you think and what we can be covering for you guys in the future. Any comments to jump in before? Nope, just Tasty Cake saying boop. I imagine he will probably be here for the review on Tuesday, which you know is going to be coming at you. I imagine Dave and Melanie will be here for that as well. They've been doing such an amazing job on the show, so I appreciate the faith they had in me, taking the hot seat. I can't do the heart that Dave can do, unfortunately, but I'll make do.
Just before we go, Nico, you may not be on Tuesday night. What would you rate this episode?
Oh yeah, get your ratings ready.
Oh, I'm going to give this episode a 7.8. I really thought it had everything going for it. So if everybody's cheating a little high, give it a 7.5. But if everyone's cheating a little low, this was an 8, bros.
I'll give it a 7 to 8. Yep, I'm with you, Nico.
Yeah, probably. And we had Sean from Our Philosophy Is on the show the other day and gave an episode of 4, and it was a very fair and very well critiqued and kind 4. And that's the thing about this show is we are just looking for, be constructive, be positive. Melanie has her whole saga of that master audio where she felt so bad about not loving it. But I always tell her, you were so kind though. And that's all it is. Be kind. That is literally what the doctor says. And that's all any of us are ever looking for. So thank you, Tom. And thank you everyone for joining us. And so I am going to let Tony, if I can find it, I had it a second ago, play us out.
Take us out.